Welcome to the main event here for MotorMaster Monday, live from Charlotte Motor Speedway on NASCAR Heat 5. It is round 11 of the 2023 NASCAR MotorMaster Series season here on NASCAR Heat 5, and the Xfinity cars with the preset sliders. 18 cars are gathered for the 6th annual Cola 150 at Charlotte Motor Speedway on NASCAR Heat 5. Right now, the leader, Landon Jenkins, in the number 10 Chevy Camaro, looking to park in a victory lane for the very first time in his NASCAR MotorMaster Series career. He's come so close on so many different occasions. Could tonight be the night? We're going to find out together. Charles Jackson runs in second in the 08 Chevy Camaro, comes into this race 5th in the point standings with 2 wins, and then just behind him, the pole sitter, Aaron Garcia in the 9 car, 4 wins for him, and he is the current points leader. Last year's NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series champion and NOSSCAR Legend Series champion. And ranked 4th, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. running my personal favorite paint job that he has for that number 61 Toyota Supra, and his teammate Jesse Carlson in the lime green and orange Toyota Supra rounds out the top 5. Alex Tesdahl, the 2022 NOSSCAR Novice Cup Series champion, scored in 6th, right behind them. And the top 6 have broken out from the rest of the field a little bit, and now I think that the 9 car had a lag spike situation, and the 22 of Alex Tesdahl had nowhere to go. Alex, what happened? Is that what happened?
I don't know.
Did he spike? Because he was like a good 5 car lengths in front of you when I last saw, and then I moved the camera, and then contact happened.
It almost looked like he pulled to the bottom and hit the brakes. It could have been a spike, but I don't know for sure.
I think it was because there was a couple points at Iowa when he was lagging, and so I moved my camera off of him because that helps usually when you're not on him. So I'm thinking that that's what it was. I'm hoping that's what it was. Hopefully it wasn't intentional. Aaron Garcia is not the kind of guy to do anything intentional like that. When Aaron first joined NASCAR, he was definitely a little too aggressive in certain aspects of his racing game. But these days he has really toned it down. And now he has also lost the draft with the lead group. He's running in 4th right now with no hope of catching the lead pack. Rather, he's running 5th actually. So I think Aaron did have a lag spike there, Alex, because I don't think he would have done anything intentional to you regardless, but if he did, he wouldn't have made it cost himself. Now he's cost himself a shot at the lead here. That's a heartbreaker for both of those drivers. The 9 and the 22 had themselves solidly positioned up here in this lead pack in the top 6 with a shot to win stage 1. We have about 5 to go, maybe under. Let me know whenever you guys can.
It's 6 to go.
Perfect, thank you. Coming out of turn 4, this time by it will be 5 to go for Landon Jenkins, Charles Jackson, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., and Jesse Carlson. They're the top 4. Aaron Garcia rounding out the top 5. He's on his own with no draft. And on the NASCAR Heat games, the draft is very powerful when it's on the normal setting. And that's what we're running here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But yeah, especially in the Xfinity cars and the trucks, the draft is very powerful at the 1.5 miles, and you're definitely going to be able to drive away from some of the drivers and cars behind you if you're able to group up and team up and just kind of cruise along with the fast drivers. It's kind of what we're seeing happen here. Since the draft is so strong, they're all going to have a shot here for the stage 1 win. 4 to go. Jesse Carlson in second, trying to position himself. See if he can get a run on Landon Jenkins at the right time. In my personal opinion, whoever the leader is, coming to the white flag is a sitting duck. As long as the driver in second can get a good enough run with a lap or 2 to go, maybe a lap and a half, that's about the perfect time. What you're going to see, though, is whoever the leader is, he's going to do everything he can to protect the bottom. Might mean him driving a little bit slower into the corners just to keep his car down there. And so it's up to the car behind him to try to time it right, hammer down on the throttle, exiting the corner at the perfect time, and try to get on up there and get a run, get alongside him. The lap car of Timmy Brown didn't do the leaders any favors there.
It's two to go, brothers.
2 to go. Hearing from in-race reporter Alex Tesdall, driver of the 22, who was just up here a few laps before the 9 car had some sort of lag issue, costing him a shot at stage points. 2 to go. Landon Jenkins, your leader in the 10 car, looking to hang on. There's 2 drivers in this top 4 that are still looking for their very first NASCAR MotorMaster Series win. The 10 and the 61, white flag is in the air. And the 20 and the 08, well-established drivers here in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series. Jesse Carlson, 6 career wins here on MotorMaster Mondays. And a block there by the 10 of Landon Jenkins. The final set of turns, final lap of stage 1. Jeffrey in the 61's not quite close enough to make anything happen. Charles Jackson found the outside wall coming out of turn 4. That's going to slow his momentum a little bit. And it's going to be Landon Jenkins hanging on to the stage 1 win. Jesse Carlson's going to claim second after Charles in the 08 found the outside wall. And Charles is actually going to fall back to third because of that. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. is going to finish in 4th in stage 1, and Aaron Garcia is going to finish in 5th in stage 1. And getting word that Aaron Garcia in the 9 is apologizing for the lag to Alex Tesdall. So that's what happened there. We're also getting a report that Charles Jackson is apologizing to Landon Jenkins for the minor contact, I believe with 1 or 2 laps to go, and they were battling for the lead. I'm not sure exactly when, but a class act move by Aaron Garcia and Charles Jackson, the 2 drivers with the most wins this season, apologizing for incidents on the track that they believe was their own fault. And that just goes to show the level of respect that these drivers have, whether they're front runners or they're still learning and running mid-pack or near the back. Everyone here is very respectful. No egos here, it seems, in NASCAR. The green flag is back in the air, and we're rocking and rolling again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The 6th annual COLA 150. 18 drivers started this race. They're all still on the racetrack. Timmy Brown in the 19 car got the free pass at the end of stage 1. Landon Jenkins, your race leader. And he's got 2 Juicy J Motorsports Toyotas right behind him, running 2nd and 3rd. Jesse Carlson coming off a strong win earlier tonight at Iowa. And Jeffrey Robinson Jr., former NASCAR Supercross champion, and former NASCAR champion on NASCAR 15. And behind them we have a crash. Sean Lucas in the 51 car spun, and we have a caution. Thank you for letting me know. And yeah, that started with Sean Lucas in the 51 spinning out right in front of the 22, Alex Tesdall. Alex had no chance of missing that. There was one other car involved. I think that they spun afterwards when they hit the apron trying to avoid everything. There's Rush Downing in the 90, led some laps earlier tonight at Iowa Speedway. He's got some damage. The car right behind him. Throwback paint job. A tribute paint job. Trying to find him again here. I lost him. There he is. Ethan Hoekstra, beautiful custom number 68 car, Valvoline machine. And first caution of the race for an on-track incident comes here in stage number 2. And some pit strategy is unfolded. Trey Hollywood in the 92 is going to restart up in 2nd. Jordan Routen's going to restart up in 3rd. The green flag is back in the air. Landon Jenkins chose to do some strategy as well to keep his race lead. He has led the most laps in this race since the drop of the green flag and is able to hold on and win stage 1. A little bit deeper in the field, that was a scary moment there for a few of those drivers. They held on to it. impressed with Landon Jenkins and Trey Hollywood. They're holding on to their track position pretty well on this restart. So is Jordan Routon in the 18. I don't know exactly what their strategy was, whether they didn't pit or if it was 2 tires only. But they're still up there, all of them in the top 4, all 3 of them. The car in line with the freshest tires is Charles Jackson. The 08 car comes into this race 5th in the points with 2 wins. Battles all over the racetrack. Alex Tesdall went a little bit high up the hill there and nearly got into the side of Dustin Franklin. All is good there. The draft is pretty strong here on these 1.5 miles in the NASCAR Heat games, so if you can stay in the group, no one's really going anywhere unless somebody makes a mistake and either scrapes the wall or hits another car and then goes for a slide. You can see some of the veteran drivers taking it easy and letting the group go. Sean Lucas in the 51. Started with us back on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition. He holds NOSSCAR wins on that platform. And problems just in front of them. Dustin Hardy in the 44 made contact with Alex Tesdall in the 22. I think Alex and Dustin were both out of shape before the contact already. There was a big stack up in that group there, but everybody for the most part did a good job keeping it pointed in the right direction, except for Dustin Hardy. He took a big hit from Alex and couldn't quite hang on to it as good as he wanted. He lost the draft with this group, but he's still not too far behind him. He's still in this camera shot, the very last car in it. Once they come onto the straightaways, you'll see him. Throw it over to InRace reporter Alex Tesdall. Well, you're in a bit of a battle here, but what happened there with the 44 car?
It was a big checkup, and we were all a little out of shape and got together.
Yeah, it's kind of what it looked like from up here as well. Just wanted to get confirmation. Good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Trying not to bother our in-race reporters too much. Both of them, Jesse Carlson's here as well. Both of them are in serious battles. One of them's in the second pack. That's Alex Tesdall, and it's only because he restarted outside the top 10 and has had to try to work his way through this group. And Jesse Carlson, our other in-race reporter, is up here in the lead group. In the top 6, they're all drafting and battling 2 by 2 with each other, so they're definitely not working together to try to drive away. They're going for it. And now 3 wide down the back straightaway. The 2 winners from the races earlier tonight, side by side for the 4th position. Aaron Garcia, Jesse Carlson with Landon Jenkins right behind him in the 10 car. Trey Hollywood has taken the lead here at Charlotte in the orange number 92 Chevy Camaro. And that's with some pit strategy. 92 and the 10 both did some sort of strategy to hold on to their track position for the beginning of this run after we had a restart for the only caution we've had for an on-track incident. But they're still up there, despite having slightly older tires. Still looking competitive. Trey Hollywood led the lap last time by. This time by, it's going to be Charles Jackson leading this lap. Oh, some contact there between Jesse Carlson and Chris Ryan, the 20 and the 1. I think the most, yeah, see, that's a veteran driver move there. Chris Ryan, a smart racer. He's talented and he brings a lot of knowledge and experience to whatever.
Yep.
And we have a caution again on the racetrack for a second time. And I didn't see what happened at all for this one.
It's going to be like 3 to go in the station when we restart.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild restart, and oh wow, and if we only have 3 laps to go in stage 2, is somebody going to go for it here? Is somebody going to maybe stay out, maybe take 2 only and go for this stage 2 win?
I don't know. We'll see. If you don't pit, it's only a risk.
Well, we're going to restart with only a handful of laps to go, and we just saw a couple of drivers make it work. The 92 of Trey Hollywood, the 10 of Landon Jenkins, they were able to stay out and hold on to the track position. And yeah, we got a couple of takers, and I don't blame them. Alex Tesdall is going to be your race leader when we get back going. We are three laps. 2 to go. 2 laps to go in stage 2. That helps Alex even more. The inside line is going to be the preferred line for the restart. If he can just hold the bottom and get that push, oh, never mind. He had no choice. He had no chance. The 92 had a solid run, and it was either move or be moved. He already had a nose down there. And now Trey Hollywood takes the race lead. They're wrecking behind him. Dustin Franklin put Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the wall, and they're crashing again. It's Alex Tesdahl in the 22, Timmy Brown in the 19 as well. No caution, we're still green. We're on the final lap in stage 2. It's a heartbreaker for Alex Tesdahl, who restarted as your race leader. To the inside comes Aaron Garcia. He got a big shot from the 18 of Jordan Roughton. They both went up the hill and hit the 20 a little bit. Now the 18 and the 1 just bounced off each other. Trey Hollywood is going to hang on in the 92 car and win stage 2. Aaron Garcia second, Charles Jackson in third, Jesse Carlson in fourth, Aaron Garcia in fifth.
I'll take the blame for that one. I kind of didn't cut Shower any slack. I didn't stay low on the track and got in him. Then him for a loop.
And Ethan Hoekstra in the 68 car is off the racetrack with some sort of problem, and looks like he's done for the day. We're under caution for the end of stage 2. Trey Hollywood picks up his first stage win of the 2023 NASCAR MotorMaster Series season. And like I said earlier, the draft here, very powerful on the NASCAR Heat games at the 1.5 miles. So if he can stay up here in the lead group, it really opens the door for him to perhaps go on out there and get his very first NASCAR MotorMaster Series win. It is the only series amongst the top 3 series that Trey Hollywood has not found victory lane in, and the green flag has been shown. We're back underway here in the final stage for the 6th annual COLA 150. It's a crown jewel race. Everybody wants to win one of these. Aaron Garcia, your leader. Jesse Carlson right behind him in second. They won the races earlier tonight at Martinsville and Iowa. Oh, and maybe it was some sort of connection issue because, yeah, the 68 car is actually right here in third. Did he pit with under 2 laps to go, or did he get forced down pit road during the crash? I think he was one of the cars involved. He finds himself up here in third, though, in the lead draft, looking for his very first career win. Trey Hollywood, winner of stage 2, runs in fourth. Chris Ryan in the 1 car, who's been strong all race long. He runs in 5th. Problems for Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61. I didn't see exactly how he got up there, but he scraped the wall.
The 18.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so Jordan Roughton in the 18 put Jeffrey Robinson Jr. up in the outside wall coming at turn 4, and that's going to really hinder his progression towards winning this race, and that's a heartbreaker. Jeffrey was up in the top 5 at one point in this race. He got stage points in stage 1. Now he's got front end damage, and he's going to have to work his way back forward. But if he can get there, we know that he's got as good of a chance as anyone, or better. Jeffrey Robinson Jr.'s 1.5 mile program, very, very strong. Chris Ryan having a strong run, running in 5th in the number 1 Chevy Camaro. Could be his best opportunity of the season so far to find victory lane for the first time in 2023. Has himself in a playoff spot, as does the driver behind him, Harold Burden in the 47. Landon Jenkins is right there running in 7th in that number 10 car. He won stage 1. Keep your eye on him. Dustin Franklin 8th. Charles Jackson is in 9th, and that's a bit of a surprise. One of the heavy hitters here in this race. Strong chance to win. And Alex Tesdahl right behind him, rounding out the top 10. He's led laps in this race. The draft is critical here. If the 22 can stay right behind the 08 car, and the 08 can get the draft at the 1, maybe now he can get the draft with Dustin Franklin, or perhaps even just complete the pass if they can stay working together and stay in the draft and have a dancing partner, they're not out of it. And we should mention, Trey Hollywood has now worked his way up into third, completed the pass on Harold Burden, but for how long? Harold does the crossover move, and he's going to take it back over in turns 1 and 2. Landon Jenkins draws closer, the stage 1 winner in the 10 car. I was just talking about him a moment ago, and he was running in 7th when we were talking about him. He's gained 2 positions in the last 2 laps. It's money time. Dustin Hardy coming off a strong run earlier tonight at Iowa Speedway. Ran in the top 7 all night long, was running as high as 3rd and was challenging for the lead at different moments. Got a pit road speeding penalty on the very last pit stop in the final stage and did not get the finish he deserved. Right now, inside the top 12 at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the 6th annual Cola 150. Got a chance to go on up there and win this thing if he can just keep on doing what he's doing. There's the Canadian, Emily Seri in the 54 Toyota Supra, Juicy J Motorsports ride. And she's making a move on him. One of her better tracks as well. She was hoping for a long run in the final stage. Some drivers could perhaps maybe make some mistakes and maybe execute a good pit strategy in the final stage and go on out there and get a top 10 finish, top 5 perhaps. It's been a very clean race. Only 2 cautions for an on-track incident. Both of them came in the final stage, and that has really slowed the long runs down. I heard tire squealing, and it was Ethan Hoekstra in the 68 car. He had a top 10 spot up until that happened, and I didn't see exactly how it happened. But now that number, that I was talking about it earlier, that beautiful Valvoline car, number 68 car, now he's got a lot of work to do if he's going to catch up in this race.
He had a lag spike. I ran to the back of him and sent him spinning. That's what happened.
That's a heartbreaker for him, honestly. He had a good run going. Was all the way up in 3rd at one point. That's the thing about these mile-and-a-half races on NASCAR Heat games. The draft is so strong and so critical that you're never really out of it. You get that long run and you get grouped up in the 2nd group. You might be able to run down the leaders. Right now it's Harold Burden, Trey Hollywood, Landon Jenkins, and Charles Jackson running 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, trying to work together to run down the top 2. Aaron Garcia in the 9 car, your race leader. Nancy Carlson in the 20. Running in 2nd. Now Landon Jenkins makes a move to the inside of Trey Hollywood. Charles Jackson goes with them, and they're going to go on and take 4th and 5th. Trey Hollywood drops to 6th, but he's still right there in their draft. Again, folks, draft is so powerful in these Xfinity cars at Charlotte on NASCAR Heat 5, to the point where Trey Hollywood could easily make a run back anytime he wants to. All 4 of these drivers really can step out of line and pull alongside one another at almost any given moment. It's not too difficult to get that run that you need. It just simply might be smarter at this point, at this juncture in the race, to stay single file and see if you can make time on the top 2. Now, here comes Aaron Garcia, the 9 car. Points leader, 4 wins this season, 4 wins in the first 10 races. He surrenders the lead and comes to pit road for what would one believe would be a scheduled pit stop in the final stage. I got really tongue-tied there. How many laps to go, guys? Is this a scheduled stop?
38, so I don't know. He's got 12 laps in the tank.
Interesting. I wonder if Aaron thinks that we're going to have to pit twice no matter what. I really don't know what's going on there. He definitely wasn't forced down there onto pit road. He came on his own will. And this leaves the lead to Jesse Carlson in the 20 car. The 90 of Rush Downing is also on pit road.
Yeah, me, him, and somebody else did not pit at the end of stage 2, so that's hindering the fuel.
Oh, I see. And this might change everything. So the drivers that were running 1 and 2 have far less fuel than the rest of the field. So Aaron Garcia has already made that pit stop. Jesse Carlson is going to need to come to pit road, it sounds like, much sooner than the rest of the field. And this is eventually going to shift the battle for the lead to these 5 drivers, the 08, the 10, the 47, the 92, and the 07. They're all running 2nd through 6th right now, but they're going to be battling for the lead here shortly if Jesse Carlson needs to come to pit road soon. And about 35 laps to go here in the 6th annual Cola 150 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, 100 lap event, 1.5 oval. It's a crown jewel event, along with the Southern 200 of Darlington. Of course, the Daytona 300 at Daytona. And I am missing one here. Oh, of course, the Brickyard 200 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Oval. In fact, I'm surprised I forgot for a moment there, because I always brag about how Timmy Brown in the 19 car is a former winner of the NASCAR Brickyard 200, 2018 Brickyard 200 winner. That was back on NASCAR Heat 2. It was the inaugural event. He had a nice side-by-side battle with yours truly for it. Now you gotta wonder if Jesse Carlson is maybe trying to save a little bit of fuel and pit when the rest of the field does, because now suddenly the second group has caught him. Charles Jackson just got really loose in turns 3 and 4, trying to stay away from the 20. He ended up going through the grass on the front straightaway, Charles Jackson did. And Landon Jenkins in the 10 car takes the lead. Harold Burden's going to slide on into second. Jesse Carlson's letting these drivers go, and I think his plan is to maybe tuck in behind them so that way he could just ride along in the draft and maybe save a little bit of fuel and pit when they do. Not a bad call, especially if, see, I'm sure a lot of these drivers are doing some math right now and trying to figure out if these drivers can make it on 1 stop or 2, and if they think that they're going to be close and they might be able to make it on 1 pit stop, then that's going to make all the difference. That's going to decide who wins this race. Jesse Carlson wants to be on that strategy. And wow, ever since they were able to run down Jesse and take the lead, the 10 car of Landon Jenkins has been driving away and putting some distance on the rest of the field. Dustin Hardy in the 44 has went for a spin and into the outside wall on the front straightaway. And that is a heartbreaker for him. He had such a great run earlier tonight at Iowa Speedway. He didn't get the finish he deserved, though, because of a late race pit road speeding penalty. And he goes for a spin here at Charlotte. His luck has not turned around for him here tonight on this edition of MotorMaster Monday. And Dustin Franklin in the 07 Chevy Camaro has come to pit road for scheduled service. It might be a little too soon if he's trying to make it to the end of this race on fuel. We're going to touch base with our pit road reporters here, our in-race reporters rather, in just a moment on that. Now, Timmy Brown and Emily Seri both come to pit road, so evidently the Juicy J Motorsports Toyota is getting about the same fuel mileage. And Landon Jenkins surrenders the lead, comes to pit road. Several others staying out, like Jesse Carlson and Trey Hollywood. See if I can find Hollywood here really quickly. There he is. So I believe right now, yeah, it's Trey Hollywood and Harold Burden running 1-2. And yeah, a moment ago, Trey Hollywood signaled on the back straightaway by going all the way down below the white line, signaling that he was coming to pit road this time by Jesse Carlson, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. They follow him in. There's one other as well. Pit road becoming a very busy place here in the final stage at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's Dustin Hardy after spinning and hitting the wall. He's got some damage to the front and the rear of that number 44 Chevy Camaro. Air Force Motorsports ride. He's going to bring it to pit road for service. Aaron Garcia has already come to pit road, so he's been able to short pit and undercut these drivers. He's going to probably be your race leader once this all cycles through, but he's going to be on about 12 lap old tires, and he's going to probably need to pit again. Whereas some of these drivers might not have to pit again. I'm really not too sure how this is all going to shake up. Let's throw it down to M-Race reporter Alex Tesdall to find out. Alex, now that you're in your pit stall and you have a second, how many laps to go, and can you make it to the end on fuel?
It's 27 to go, and I honestly don't know. It'll be a nail-biter.
And if it's a nail-biter for you guys, then definitely the 9 car will need to pit again. Definitely, I think Dustin Franklin in the 07 and Landon Jenkins in the 10 will need to pit again. There's probably a few others that are going to need to pit a second time if we go green from here to the end. So it could come down to some fuel strategy here for a crown jewel win at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it wouldn't be the first time. Yours truly won the 2021 Southern 200 at Darlington in the NASCAR MotorMaster Series. Only my second win in this series, and it came down to tire management. I believe it was my right rear. It was at 1% when I crossed the start-finish line. So we'll confirm with our in-race reporter, Jesse Carlson. Jesse, who do we have as our race leader?
Landshark.
I thought so.
Leader.
Thank you very much, buddy. I thought so. He short pit everybody by about anywhere from 9 to 13 laps, I would say. Short pit everybody, really. Like, I figured he would undercut everybody and take the lead, but he's definitely slower than everybody on the track as of now, because now they have come to pit road. But I really think there's a lot of drivers going for it and trying to make it to the end from here without having to pit again. Whereas Aaron Garcia in the 9 is definitely going to need to come to pit road for another pit stop, no question about it. He's got 4 wins this season in the first 10 races. He is the points leader. He won the 2022 NASCAR Truck Series Championship and NASCAR Legend Series Championship. Only driver to win both in one calendar year. And he's off to a strong start here for 2023 in the MotorMaster Series. Strong start in the trucks on Tuesdays as well, but here in MotorMaster, he has been king thus far. Charles Jackson in the 08, Landon Jenkins in the 10, Landon as well, one of the winners of the stages tonight. We don't believe he's got the fuel to make it all the way to the end from here either. I'm not sure exactly when Charles Jackson pit, but I think it was around the same time the 10 pit. I don't think Charles can go the whole distance either. It's going to be interesting to see how this all unfolds. Let's throw it down to Jesse Carlson, driver of the number 20 Toyota Supra, lime green car here. Jesse, what position are you in? And I was going to ask you what your fuel situation looks like, but we're not going to go there. I'll let you keep that to yourself. What position are you in? How many laps to go?
I have, we have 21.
And a shout out to you, by the way, for saving a little bit of fuel there, giving up the lead for the greater good. You must think one stop in it was the right way to go, or at least that's what you're aiming for. And we're going to wish you good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
20 laps to go here in the 6th annual COLA 150 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. A lot of these drivers trying to make some sort of strategy unfold here and happen for them and take home a crown jewel win. Trey Hollywood, I believe, is in a similar situation with Jesse Carlson, looking to save fuel and try to make it all the way to the end. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61, if I'm not mistaken, is actually trapped one lap down after crashing or getting involved in someone else's crash and having no caution come out. A smart move here by Trey. That's exactly what I was thinking up here from the booth, and I just didn't want to say it out loud. I think it would be a great move, a great decision by Trey to fall in behind the lapped car of Jeffrey Robinson Jr., use the draft with the 61 car, and try to save as much fuel as you possibly can. And I was just trying to think to myself, Jeffrey is a veteran, a former NOSSCAR champion on NASCAR 15. He's going to know instantly that that's what you're doing, that you're saving fuel and trying to use him and work with him. And I was just trying to think to myself, are they good enough friends to the point where Jeffrey would be willing to help him try to win this race? Now our question is being answered, or at least thrown out the window, because it looks like Jeffrey's got a bit of a faster car right now and is able to put a little bit of distance in between himself and Trey, or Trey's really burping that throttle coming out of these corners. Alex Tesdahl, good battle here with Harold Burden. They've got a little bit of history this season. Hopefully they can keep it clean and settle this one out, because they both have a similar strategy in mind. They have Sean Lucas in the 51 car, not too far behind them. And I think he's got the similar strategy in mind as well. Like this is truly anyone's race, and it's going to come down to who can execute the plan better. We know that Aaron Garcia in the 9 is going to need to come back to pit road. We know Landon Jenkins in the 10 is going to need to come back to pit road. And actually, speaking of it, here he comes. Aaron Garcia gives up the race lead. It was a large race lead because he undercut the field by about 9 to 13 laps, depending on which driver. And he's going to give it all up, come to pit road, take the 55-mile-an-hour drive of shame. And I wonder what he's going to do with this short distance left. He might decide to take 2 tires and a splash of fuel. I'm not too sure exactly what his situation looks like. We'll see how long he stays on pit road. Oh, he's going to go for it. He's going to take the full 4 tires and fuel service, and now he is going to exit his pit stall and merge safely back onto the racetrack. He does fall 1 lap down to your new race leader. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the 08 of Charles Jackson. We'll confirm with our in-race reporter, Alex Tesdahl.
Wait, what?
Race leader.
07.
Oh, okay, thank you. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Dustin Franklin has a win in the Truck Series with us, and it was on a 1.5 miles. He's very strong on the 1.5 miles and 2-mile ovals. If it's a big oval, he's good there, and he'll be up in the top 10 more times than not, sometimes the top 5, and now here he is. He's got the lead here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He's got Charles Jackson, the 08 car, right behind him. Charles comes into this race 5th in the point standings with 2 wins. And it appears that Charles might be trying to just stay behind the 07, save as much fuel as he possibly can, try to make it to the end of this race, and steal another one. And it's Jeffrey Robinson Jr. leading this group of cars, but again, he's trapped 1 lap down. It's Landon Jenkins running 3rd, Jesse Carlson running in 4th. We've got Aaron Garcia in the 9 car, who just came to pit road. has much fresher tires. He's going to be trying to slice and dice his way through these guys, and he does. Look at that. And in fact, it looked like the 10 and the 20 let him go. The 61 might have even let him go as well. They know that he's got much fresher tires, and he's one lap down and not battling with them for position. Actually, I guess he is battling with the 61 for position, but there's really nothing that Jeffrey can do. His hands are tied on this one. 12 lap advantage on tires at a 1.5 miles like Charlotte, or really almost any track on NASCAR Heat 5. That's a lot to overcome. The fuel and tire wear on 2 times.
The 61 is actually on the lead lap.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, it's changing my leaderboard a little bit here. Still have Dustin Franklin leading with Charles Jackson running in second. And a little bit of a gap back until you find Landon Jenkins. Actually, until you find Jeffrey Robinson Jr. running in third. Jesse Carlson in fourth. Landon Jenkins rounding out the top 5. Timmy Brown in the 19 car right there with him. If I'm not mistaken, he is trapped 1 lap down. And we'll throw it over to in-race reporter Alex Tesdahl. Alex, it's been an eventful race for you. It's coming down here to the end, getting close to the final laps. How many laps to go? What position are you in? How are you feeling about your race?
7 to go, and I'm P6. It's been an up and down race, but it's pretty good so far coming down to the end.
Doing an excellent job. Best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And now the 07 of Dustin Franklin surrenders the race lead and comes to pit road. We suspected that he was one of the drivers that was going to need to come to pit road for a second stop. The other was Landon Jenkins. And now this hands the lead over to the 08 of Charles Jackson. There you see him. And the question is, coming around at a turn 3 and 4, he's going to have 5 laps to go when he hits the start-finish line. The question is, has he saved enough fuel? Does he have enough fuel to make it the rest of the way and hold on for the win? He's got 2 wins this season, looking for a 3rd. As you can see, Aaron Garcia in the 9 really closing in on him, but he's not going to be battling him for position. Aaron is trying to unlap himself, be back on the lead lap, and that way if anybody else runs out of fuel, he can perhaps still go on up there and get those points. And there you see he unlaps himself. 4 laps to go for Charles Jackson in the 08 Chevy Camaro. He's got a sizable lead over the driver in second, and that is Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 61. With Jesse Carlson right there with him. Running in third, they're both trying to save the fuel, the Juicy J Motorsports teammates. 18 drivers started this race, 16 of them left on the racetrack. And there's a handful of them here still with a shot to win. You can see Charles Jackson now using the draft with the lapped cars in front of him. And that is Dustin Hardy in the 44 and the 9 of Aaron Garcia. Trying everything he can to save the fuel and get to the end of this one. It's a crown jewel event, it's the 6th annual Cola 150. It's one of the races that everybody wants to win. And he's closing in. 2 laps to go, if I'm not mistaken. He's trying to get to the inside now. The 44, Dustin Hardy, couldn't quite do it. Now he's going to lift and just get back in line. I think he is still in the midst of trying to save the fuel. Going into turns 3 and 4. Still up to full speed and under full power. The white flag has been shown. Final time around for him. Jesse Carlson has taken second from Jeffrey Robinson Jr. as well. We should let everybody know. So if Charles Jackson does run out of fuel, it's going to be Jesse Carlson running second that is perhaps going to be the one to pounce. And on the back straightaway, it appears Charles Jackson is out of fuel. He's coasting into turns 3 and 4. I don't know if it's sputtering or if he's just playing it really safe, but he's slowed way down. I think he's got to be out now. He's out. He's coasting to the line. Can he get there? He does. The green car that just crossed the line, that was the one trying to get there. Jesse Carlson's going to come up just a little bit short. He'll finish in second, and Charles Jackson wins the Cola 150 at Charlotte Motor Speedway on NASCAR Heat 5. That wasn't a nail-biter, just like Alex Tesdall described it to be. And if I'm not mistaken, Alex Tesdall finishes third in this race. Is that where you got?
Yep.
Yeah, what a run. Sean Lucas in fourth, if I'm not mistaken, with Harold Burden rounding out the top 5. Chris Ryan right behind them. Congratulations to Charles Jackson. It's his third win of the 2023 MotorMaster season. He's no stranger to crown jewel wins either. He won the 2022 NOSSCAR Tailgate 250 in the trucks at Daytona. He's won a lot of races in NOSSCAR, on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition, and now on NASCAR Heat 5, and no signs of slowing down. Strong run for a lot of these drivers that really needed it. Jesse Carlson, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Trey Hollywood. What a bounce back for Jeffrey Robinson Jr. He was up there running in the top 3, ran out of fuel, but I think he still came across the line in the top 10. Hopefully Alex got photos of the results.
Yeah, I did.
Perfect, thank you. And we are now being joined in victory lane by the driver of the 08 Chevy Camaro, Brett Baker Racing, Charles Jackson, a familiar face for NOSSCAR Victory Lane, not only here on NASCAR Heat 5, but ever since you started with us back on NASCAR 15, you've been one of the guys to watch every week, going on out there and winning these races, or at least being a serious threat for them. Tonight was no different. There was a lot of fuel strategy in that final stage, but it seemed like you had it all figured out, man. Good speed and good fuel mileage.
Thanks, man. I couldn't let the clutch beat me for the second straight week. Had to sit behind D. Franklin for a while. Gotta thank him for letting me follow him for a bit. But I started to tick over right as we entered the second part of the tri-oval. Right after the line is where my fuel was ticking over. So I was like, okay, I have to start saving. And then I sat behind him, was going quarter throttle, and the most I got was literally to the end of turn 2 when it ticked over. And I'm like, I'm going quarter throttle. This should be saving fuel, and it just wasn't. And coming to the end, I started sputtering off of turn 2, and I'm just sitting here thinking, oh no, I'm Jeremy Mayfield. But glad I was able to hold off there at the end, get there with no power to my car whatsoever.
Yeah, we were watching that, and we were watching to see where Jesse Carlson was going to be as you crossed the start-finish line, and he was not that much further behind you, man. Were you nervous? Did you think that you had him, or did you think he was going to run you at the end?
Honestly, it wasn't really nervous. It was like at that point I had done everything I could. At that point, it was up to fate. Seeing him come off of turn 4, I'm like, oh no, this is going to be close. It's going to be close. Come on, come on, come on. And once I hit the tri-oval, I figured I got him. I look at the last time sheet, and he was half a second behind. I'm like, literally, if I had not, anything had went differently, and I had saved a freaking milliliter of fuel less, I would have lost that race.
And it's so hard to save fuel on NASCAR Heat 5 at the 1.5 miles, or some of them anyways, especially in these Xfinity cars, because they're pretty heavy, and you need to be on the fuel lots to get good speed, but it's hard to save fuel and have good speed in these Xfinity cars at the 1.5 miles. But you mastered it really well here tonight, and even before it became all about the fuel mileage, you were up there in the top 5 and 6 in stage 1 and 2, mixing it up for the lead. Tell us about that.
I could say I was trying with everything I had not to fall out of the top 3, because once I figured out the rest of the night, once you fall past the bot, like behind the third place guy, it is good luck getting back up there. Like apparently I lagged into Bubba, and I really kind of feel bad about it. But trying to just manage the track position really did suck in this race because I did have to ruffle a few feathers, and then every time I did get to the bottom, I'd hit the apron and then come up and hit somebody. So like Pluto wants to wipe me out tomorrow night. I totally understand why, but it was rough.
Yeah, we were watching. Looked like track position was hard to hold on to. The draft was so strong and people making runs at all times. You did well. You parked it in victory lane. Third win of the 2023 MotorMaster season. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man.
And second place finish for the kid, Jesse Carlson, the road course ace. Always strong on the short tracks, always strong on the mile and a half. He's strong everywhere, guys. Very talented sim racer. Jesse, you had the right strategy in mind. You almost didn't, but you saved the fuel that you needed to make it on the one stop and get on the same strategy as the rest of your competitors. Was that the game changer for you? Is that what ultimately gave you this top 3 finish?
Well, I really thought my team owner, Jeffrey Robinson, was going to make it, so I stayed behind him, thinking he would make it and all, but unfortunately he couldn't, and he started letting off a 2 to go, well, actually coming to the white flag, and I honestly should have went around him and tried to track the 08 down, and I could have had that, but I was thinking my team owner would have enough fuel, but no. But it was a good runner-up, could have had the win, I just goofed.
That clutch is really nice, ain't it?
Yes.
Do you think that Jeffrey was doing that on purpose, trying to help out one of his drivers, trying to get on up there and get his young star a win?
I'm not sure. I really thought he would save the fuel, but it's kind of on me, like I said, because I really did think he was going to make it, and then he didn't. So, like I said, again, I could have had that one if I would have just went around him whenever I had the chance, full throttle. But yeah.
Still a strong run for you and the Juicy J Motorsports team as a whole. We also saw Emily Sari and Timmy Brown making some good passes out there tonight. A good run for the team, and congratulations on a podium. And last but not least, the driver of the number 22 Ford Mustang, Alex Tesdall, picking up a top 3 finish here tonight in the 6th annual COLA 150 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Alex, you were up and down the leaderboard all night. You led laps, but you spent time in 15th as well. It seemed like it was so hard to pass, and, well, not hard to pass, but it was hard to keep your track position simply because it was so easy to pass. And once you worked your way up a few spots, if you weren't on your game and trying to make a move on the next car in front of you, then one of the 3 you just passed was already trying to work their way back to the inside of you, it seemed. What was it like from behind the wheel of that 22 Ford?
It was a crazy race, man. Like, I swear, I probably passed more cars than anyone tonight, going from the back to the top 5 at least 5 times. And with that last pit stop, I literally ran my car out of gas so I would have enough to make it on the last run. So I was a lap to the good and just gunning it, trying to catch everyone saving fuel. And it got me a P3, so I'd say it worked out all right.
Absolutely. Third place finish gives you a playoff point, gives you great regular season points as well to keep you above that playoff cut line safely. And yeah, what were your thoughts on that last fuel run? Did you think that everybody was going to run out in front of you? Where did you think you were going to line up at the end?
I figured I'd be close to the top 5, but I was not expecting a top 3 finish because I figured a few more in front of me would make it. But yeah, I pushed it 1 extra lap before the pit stop and ran out on the back straightaway. And because of that, I was 1 lap to the good and didn't have to save. So I was able to pass a lot of the people who were saving. And when they finally ran out, I was able to steal a top 3.
Yeah, that's very smart, and that might have even been the difference maker. As you mentioned, you didn't need to save nothing, it sounds like. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So when did you push the excitement button? When you saw Jeffrey Robinson Jr. slow, or when you saw Dustin Franklin pit, or when you saw Aaron Garcia pit? When did you get really excited about your chances of winning?
When I saw Hollywood 7 seconds up the road, and I was closing by about 7/10 a lap, and I figured he can't be the only one saving that aggressively, so I was like, I have a chance, I'm going to go for it.
Wow, no doubt, and he was
Like-
one of the last ones to pit too. So yeah, if you're catching
Yeah.
him by 7/10, I'd be getting excited.
Yeah.
That's
If I was
fantastic.
a little bit closer to the front, I probably could have maybe have a chance at stealing the win, but P3 is a great result.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Great run for you and this Steel Horse Motorsports Ford team. Congratulations, and good luck to you next Monday. That's going to do it, folks. That was our post-race interviews, post-race show here for the 6th annual NASCAR Cola 150 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. What a wild race here at the end. And when it was all said and done, Charles Jackson saves the fuel, holds on, and holds off Jesse Carlson by about a second or 1.2 seconds at the very end to win the 6th annual Cola 150 at Charlotte Motor Speedway on NASCAR Heat 5. He's no stranger to crown jewel wins. He's won the Tailgate 250 at Daytona in the trucks. He's won a few crown jewels around the top 3 levels of NASCAR. And he's added another one. And one of the harder ones to win, folks. So easy to pass. So easy to make a run on somebody with the draft here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, to the point where it makes it difficult to hang on to the track position as you go venturing towards the race leader. It's just hard to complete those passes and hard to keep them all behind you. That's going to do it, guys. Thank you to everyone who joined us for MotorMaster Monday. It was a triple header night, ending off and capping it off with a crown jewel event. Good night, everybody, and stay fast.